honor of guiding you a bit through this evening. I'm Michael Rice, I'm the Honorary Consul of Estonia in Zurich, but also for the German-speaking and Italian-speaking part of Switzerland. Dear Minister Pacosta, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. It is a privilege to welcome you tonight, and to welcome tonight as our guest of honor, Ms. Lisa Lee Pacosta, Minister of Justice and Digital Affairs of the Republic of Estonia, to this memorable celebration of the 100th anniversary of the signature of the trade agreement between Estonia and Switzerland. We're also delighted to welcome Mr. Arti Hilpus, Ambassador Designate of Estonia to Switzerland, Ms. Kerstin Vaikmaa, Advisor to Minister Pacosta, Mr. Priit Kalakas, Head of the Estonian Business Diplomacy, as well as Ms. Riina Levinsky, Head of Network of Enterprise Estonia, actually celebrating 20 years of service in that function. Thank you very much for all your support. Together with an exceptional delegation from Estonia, high-level representatives from Switzerland and abroad, board members and members of the Estonian Chamber of Commerce in Switzerland, as well as business partners and friends. Particular thanks go to the collaborating hosts, the Embassy of Estonia, Enterprise Estonia, Switzerland Global Enterprise, the wonderful Kleebern, where we're here, hosting us tonight, and obviously the Estonian Chamber of Commerce in Switzerland. A most cordial welcome to the federal city of Switzerland, to all of you. It's not the capital, it's the federal city. So, for all of you here for the first time, welcome to Switzerland. Now, we're eager to hear you, Minister Pacosta. Great round of applause for Minister Pacosta, please.
It's a true honor for me to be here. And let's think a little bit backwards now, 100 years. So, Estonia first had won a war against Russia. Size does not matter sometimes. And with our independence, Switzerland was extremely important. If we go back to the history, then Switzerland recognized the Euro-Estonia in 1921. Already the consular part in Tallinn a year before that, and the diplomatic relations for Estonia, because again, we won the war against Russia and we gained independence. Estonia was an independent country, and for a small independent country, the most important thing was to have good trade relations, good economic relations, and here Switzerland stands up. So actually this trade agreement was the first official agreement between two countries. So it is historic for Estonia. It has much broader importance than just relation with two like-minded countries. But as said, it was something that was so important for Estonia to be part of normal Europe, to be part of normal trade community. And so the agreement itself actually was these times also very modern one. I would say we could sign exactly the same agreement if needed also now. It underlined the economic relations guaranteed equal rights for citizens and businesses, and introduced the principle of equal treatment under the most favored nation clause. So something that was very unknown even these times, but was already present in this agreement. What is also wonderful is that exactly the same day, 12th of November, but the year was 1938, the agreement was renewed. So exactly the same day some years ago. And Of course, we would have proceeded with this renewed agreement if the history wouldn't turn dark quite some days after that. We all know what happened next. Estonia was occupied again by Russia. But what is the next extremely important milestone for Estonia, what everybody in Estonia knows? Switzerland never actually admitted the incorporation into the Soviet Union and did not, being true to its principles, did not recognize Estonia's part to be of Soviet Union. So this is something that everybody in Estonia deeply knows in the heart, that Switzerland was one of these countries who never believed the wrong lies by Russia. And after regaining our independence, step by step, the new era again began. And now I come to you, Michael. Michael Rice-Rumfelski is a person who embodies all the new, enlivened trade relations, good relations between two countries. Thank you so much for all the work you have been doing. Really, it is your enthusiasm, your hard work, and everything that you do for our trade relations between two countries. This is absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Michael, for that. And of course, opening not only being the honorary consul of Estonia in Switzerland, but also the chamber. The chamber is a reality, and being the president of the chamber. This is wonderful. And of course, Mrs. Miriam Lurcher, I would also like to thank you very much, being the vice president, but not only for all the work you have been doing for our two nations, our two countries. This is very, very important, and we see a potential here. So the trade relations between Estonia and Switzerland, for Estonia, Switzerland ranks on the 20th place, so a little bit more to go upwards. But now I come to the next 100 years. It is just wonderful what potential with the research and everything you have here. Let me just name a few facts. Switzerland being a world innovation leader, not for once, but for 15 consecutive years. In the Global Innovation Index. Also, Estonia, not the worst one. We stay at the 16th place. We like to say that we are between Hong Kong and Canada. We are the leading Eastern European country with the innovation, but still a little bit room to climb higher. And with the innovation and like-mindedness of the true values that we share, especially during the AI era, that would be a perfect match, because we can offer like a test site or something that we have been practicing with e-governance and all this. But now the world is changing in a high speed, and having all the research and innovation here and having a test site that we offer for only like-minded countries, it is a potential for us to do something that is really meaningful for the whole world, of course for both nations as well. And it is not us, I'm talking about 100 years. We rank both very highly at PISA tests. These are the OECD tests for education. So there must be something special between us if the kids are doing well. Maybe we can use it in a little bit better way, because there is next generations coming. Tomorrow it is the Future Day. So let us make like 100 next years future years. Thank you so much for the possibility. Thank you everybody who had the possibility to come here tonight. And let's use the evening to build these next 100 years. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. The Swiss Minister of Foreign Affairs to the stage for our address. Ambassador, very nice to have you here.
Thank you very much. Ladies and dear Minister, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests. It's a great honor and pleasure for me to be here with you tonight to celebrate this special occasion with you. The first treaty of our trade was signed just a few years after Switzerland recognized Estonia's independence in 1921. Through wars, crisis and change, our friendship endured and grew stronger. We are united by a shared commitment to progress and innovation. The foundations of the World Wide Web were laid at the CERN in Geneva, in Switzerland, in 1989, paving the way for the digital transformation we witnessed today and we just discussed with the Minister before. Building on this global breakthrough, Estonia has emerged as a leader in digital governance, cybersecurity and e-services. In recent years, as our economies and societies have become more digital, our cooperation has grown closer than ever. And our trade relations gained new momentum when Estonia joined the European Union in 2004. The Swiss contribution programs that followed brought us even closer together. First launched in 2007 and renewed in 2022, the current programs focus on social inclusion and biodiversity, helping to lay the foundation for a greener and more inclusive future. This long-standing and successful cooperation has built trust, and with that has also created business. Our bilateral trade has more than tripled over the last decade, reaching a new record of 390 million euros, and Swiss investment is rising fast too, from around 200 million euros to 450 million euros just within a few years. Yet our successful cooperation extends far beyond business. It also thrives in education, science and research. And many talented Estonian students come to Switzerland on government excellent scholarships and return home with innovative ideas. Last Monday, we were very happy that Switzerland and the European Union signed the agreement on Horizon Europe here in Bern, securing our ongoing cooperation in science, research and innovation. It is also an important step in stabilizing and further developing the Switzerland's border relations with the European Union, with this package of agreement that will be debated in Parliament next year. So Switzerland remains strongly committed to maintaining close and constructive relations with the European Union, but also seeking cooperation with like-minded partners like Estonia in order to foster stability and prosperity across the European continent. In this context, our cooperation with Estonia becomes especially important as we look ahead to the opportunities of the digital age. Together we can push forward for innovation, namely artificial intelligence, fintech, digital governance and sustainable technology. As we celebrate a century of our friendship, we are also aware that Europe faces serious challenges. Security, democracy and stability can never be taken for granted. This is precisely what partnerships like ours matter, why they matter so much. Let's keep us building bridges between our economies, our institutions and our people, and stay true to what has guided us during the last century: trust, respect and openness. My warm thanks go to you, Minister Pakosta, the Estonian Chamber of Commerce, and to everybody who has nurtured this friendship over the years. May the next 100 years be even more dynamic, digital and also delightful. So thank you, vielen Dank, and Aitäh!
Thank you very much, Ambassador. We have for you from Mr. Pacosta as absolutely wonderful to read. A different insight. There is no justice without peace. There is no peace without justice, said rightly Martin Luther King. But, let me say, there's also no trade without justice, and no justice without trade. We see more than ever the importance of the rules-based world order, of a pattern of regulations to ensure trade and, as a corollary, prosperity. Demand and supply must be handled with the highest possible level of predictability, another element currently under challenge. Ultimately, even with an elaborated and robust combination of treaties, international rules and regulations, the essential component of success in trade and business is still relying on real people. In 1927, Mr. Hans Hirte from Bern became the first honorary consul of Estonia in Switzerland. His father was an entrepreneur, the president of the Council of the Swiss National Bank, and a member of parliament. In 1939, Switzerland reconfirmed Consul Hirte's exequatur as honorary consul general, a brave and bold move from Switzerland, given the spiraling Second World War. Hans Hirte ran the family firm Hirte and Company, which was leading in the trade of coal, wood, and timber. The company had been importing timber from Estonia way before this trade agreement was signed, a commodity actually Estonia is still a champion in. The beginning of Hirte and Company are from a time the most exported goods out of Switzerland were textiles. So a long time ago. And to my absolute surprise, ladies and gentlemen, we are right now 31 meters away from the very first consulate of Estonia in Switzerland, which was on Schauplatzgasse 35. We are here at Schauplatzgasse 39. Maybe you're in the back of 37 meters away. So it was literally here, and I find this absolutely astounding. The trade agreement celebrated today is, as I said, still a good read. It is actually very beautiful, of a legal and intellectual elegance. It underlines the respectful and equal treatment of both signatory states. And the mention of Liechtenstein in the addendum, a sovereign and independent nation, is based on the customs and monetary union between Liechtenstein and Switzerland. The commodities of the past are today potentially industrial goods, IT, cybersecurity, defense, pharma, watches. Indubitably, the services sector has increased tremendously. So many companies have fostered the commercial ties between Estonia and Switzerland, and it would be impossible to mention them all. But some examples are Kühne & Nagel, Jhosh, Stadler Rail, actually Peter Spuler is a proud member of our chamber, Detwiler Group, Zonda Crypto, Tickmill, Helmes, Asker, Nortal, Hilti, just to mention a few. But don't forget the 800 e-residents here in Switzerland who have an Estonian e-residency card and are entrepreneurs and run companies out of Estonia. But with all these elements, it was not simply just the legal framework or a commercial consideration, a need or an idea. It was also the people from both Estonia and Switzerland who had agreed and decided to make a transaction or a vision happen, just like, for instance, Consul Hirte's family. 97 years after the signature of the Estonian-Swiss Trade Agreement, the Estonian Chamber of Commerce in Switzerland was established. With several founding members, board members, and supporters here present tonight, it is also an opportunity in this framework to thank you all for the dedication and the relentless effort to broaden the relationship between our two countries. Many are the people who have shaped the Chamber and still do. Tonight, there are some of these valuable contributors here from both Switzerland and Estonia. The chamber is obviously open to everyone interested to join, don't forget that. But I would like to thank Oleg Schwajkowski from our board, Yekaterina Klesionok, Dr. Yves Parchefeld, and very much in particular, Miriam Lercher, Estonian Trade and Business Advisor and Vice President of the Chamber, and as I like to call her, surrogate mother of the Chamber, and our dear colleague Erika Sjöblom, who's been helping us here. So having mildly scratched on the surface of this past century, I would like to conclude by looking into the first 10% of the next century. Currently, the equivalent of 2% of the GDP of Estonia are saved through digitalization. For Switzerland, this percentage would represent about 17 billion Swiss francs, or 18.23 billion euros, as per today's rate. This could be one angle to focus on. But there's so much more, and both Estonia and Switzerland can only benefit from strong personal and commercial ties. Our two countries share the same values. So we can only encourage you all to both celebrate and to make the best out of this evening, and to use every opportunity to connect. There's so much we can do in the future, and we have to do it. This future, ladies and gentlemen, starts tonight. All of us here are determined to accelerate the commercial exchange between Estonia and Switzerland. It will only be to the advantage of both our countries. And believe me, there are things we cannot see with our eyes, because great visions can only be seen in our minds. So thank you very much. I would like to use this opportunity also on behalf of the board of our chamber to hand out 2 gold medals of the chamber. One for you, Minister Pacosta. You're trying to hide, but there's no way to escape. The doors are locked. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, for you, as a little symbol to thank you for being here and honoring this moment with us, and for many returns to come to Switzerland, hopefully.
Thank you so much. Actually, as I said it before, Michael is a truly inspiring person. He remembered me also that I gave a promise while I was traveling here by plane. I met some former colleagues who asked me that, where are you going? Yeah, there are 100 years of trade relations, etc. And then they said me that please tell them that there is no representation of Swiss watches in Tallinn where you can repair your watch. So I promised to do that, and I nearly forgot. But with your speech, I remembered that. So not as a typical politician, I fulfilled at least this promise.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. One other gold medal of the chamber for Ambassador Martin Michelet, former Swiss ambassador to Estonia and other neighboring countries. You have been so helpful and strong and avid supporter of our chamber all the time. Thank you so much, and we are delighted to continue our cooperation in different guises, but with the same ambitions and the same goals. So thank you very much for your support, Ambassador.
Thank you very much.
And the very last thing before we go back, have mentioned briefly this beautiful Clé de Berne, which is everything you could possibly imagine. It's a think tank, it's a private club, it's like an embassy, it's like a ministry. It is the heart of Bern, and it is directly attributable to one specific gentleman, Lorenz Fuhrer, which I have the privilege to know for a couple of years. Almost 20% of the existence of the trade agreement, so you can do the math yourselves. You have been wonderful also in helping us, in guiding us, and we are delighted that at some occasions temporarily this is also the home of Estonia.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So, So we have for you here, let me see that I get it in the right thing. Here we go. An honorary membership of the Chamber of Commerce for Fururhugi upon your request, with 3 originals, so you can frame one, you can take one to your holiday home, to make sure that everybody sees that here there is also a bit of Estonia, and not only since a few weeks or months, but also since the first honorary consulate of Estonia, 31 meters to the left from here. Thank you very much for hosting us.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, dear Minister. Thank you very much being here. It's a great pleasure and honor. Michael, thank you. Miriam, thank you. We had a great cooperation since now, and for this is much more than a gold medal. This is a certificate of Chief Networking Officer what I did here, and with such a nice and honorable guests, I'm very pleased to have you here. And you're always very welcome here at Glenaverne. Thank you.